over the last couple of days, the list of attendees that have come from out of town at a sacrifice of their own time and their family's time has grown. And yesterday, when someone mentioned, I was told that Rabbi Rafael Zucker is coming, so I mentioned to a chaver, it's the first time that I met Rabbi Rafael, and they said, "Oh, you're so fortunate. Such a Tyra Yid, such a holy Jew. You're in for a special treat," they told me. And I just want to say that, Rafael, I'm a kana, because I hope that someday somebody will say the same of me, that he's a holy Jew. It's our pleasure to ask Rabbi Rafael to speak.
I need to issue so many disclaimers, it's going to take all night. Rishus the Rosh Yeshiva, Chashra Abanim, my friends who came with me from afar, and I must, in a way, threaten the unity of the evening by disagreeing with Rav Koshkerman on one thing, who mentioned the Mesiras Nefesh of those of us who traveled to be here today. And I really must disagree. It really was not Mesiras Nefesh, at the risk of antagonizing my fellow travelers. True Mesiras Nefesh, we know that, just to quote Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, Mesiras Nefesh is not rising to the occasion for a few minutes. Mesiras Nefesh is living your daily life like a Jew. Mesiras Nefesh is the Kollel Ner Hamizrach, the Rosh Kollel, who are giving up of their lives to meet the comfort of their homes. That is Mesiras Nefesh, them and their wives and their parents and their families, to go ahead and to go, Anechi Ered Imcha, to go ahead and to move, as we heard here, to move to a beautiful place like Atlanta. Maybe it's not such Mesiras Nefesh after all, but in reality, we really must give them a round of applause. We must thank them for their dedication and what they're doing here today. True Mesiras Nefesh is all of you, not just for sitting here tonight through so many speeches. And it's amazing to me to watch the younger children, I don't want to say children, the young bachrim who are sitting here. Unbelievable. I don't want to pick any bones with those of us back in Lakewood, but sitting here so respectfully and actually listening for so many hours, it's amazing to me. Maybe we should learn something from your chinuch back home, and maybe one day we will also have children who sit here so respectfully, so beautifully, listening to the words of the Rosh Yeshiva and their Rabbanim. It's a beautiful sight, and that's a Kiddush. And true Mesiras Nefesh is what you are going to do from here on, and what you've been doing for the last 30 or so years since the Kollel has been formed, the Atlanta Scholars Kollel, and now the new Kollel Ner Hamizrach, to come, to give up your daily lives, to give up your supper, to give up your evening nap when you come home tired, your morning coffee or whatever it is, to come to the Kollel, to sit and learn, to spend a Sunday in the Kollel, to go ahead and change your life and to partake in the beautiful delights that the Kollel is bringing and the original Kollel has brought. That is Mesiras Nefesh, and you should give yourself a round of applause. It's really late, and I really should not be speaking, so I'm just going to share a couple of reflections, some of the emotions that I started feeling during supper. I jotted some of them down, and what I'm feeling here today. To me, this is very personal. My roots with Lakewood go back many, many years. My father, Olav Hashalom, was a younger man by Rabbi Aaron in Lakewood. He was nifted young in Lakewood. We moved to Baltimore, and we have roots here in Baltimore. My good friend, Rabbi Meir Newberger, is here. We grew up down the block from each other. And it's so amazing to see, talk about Mesiras Nefesh, what Rabbi Meir has done for this community that I see personally. And just to reflect, I was recently reminiscing, we heard about Lakewood of yesteryear. Lakewood of yesteryear was like Atlanta of today, not even. It was a small little town. And what epitomized Lakewood of then besides for the incredible band of brothers that got together around the Rosh Hashiva Rabbi and changed the face, not just of Lakewood, and not just of New York, and not just the East Coast, and not just of America, but the world. What epitomized it was the amazing Mesiras Nefesh, the Achdus, the Chevra, the incredible unity, the sense of purpose that those young light had. Today you walk into Lakewood and it's an amazing place. Thousands and thousands of young light, over 1,000 Bachrim. It's incredible. But nothing can replace that feeling that those few Chevra had originally when they started out. And maybe they did, or maybe they didn't appreciate those early steps. But when they went ahead and changed the world, that incredible Chevra. I go to Baltimore today. You look at Baltimore, a vibrant Ir HaTorah. I remember Baltimore when I was young. Ner Yisrael on Garrison Boulevard, a little outpost of Torah in the middle of nowhere. And then when they moved out into quote-unquote the boondocks, and how Ner Yisrael has changed the face of Baltimore, and how they have contributed with Atlanta Scholars Kollel to change the face of Atlanta. That's unbelievable. And when we sit back and we look with the look of history, Rabbi Shalom said to Moshe Rabbeinu to go and take Bnei Yisrael out of Mitzrayim. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm sorry, Rabbi Shalom, I'm not a speaker. I can't go to speak to Paray. Forever, this is not what I can do. It's not for me. And what comes to mind is what my Rosh Hashiva said, a Talmud of a Baron. B'Shem Rabbi Zalman, he says a story about a butcher in Petach Tikva. A butcher in Petach Tikva who started the first Kollel in Eretz Yisrael. And Rabbi Zalman said, could you imagine this butcher, had he not stepped to the plate, or whatever it is butchers do, and come forth and started that first grain, that first initial kollel in the entire Eretz Yisrael. If you know what's going on in Eretz Yisrael today, we're kollel hundreds of thousands of young light. Started with one butcher in Petach Tikva. Imagine if he would not have started that kollel. What would have happened when he came up to Shamayim after 120? And they would have said to him, Nu, Rabbi Yid, what's with Torah in Eretz Yisrael? What's with thousands, tens of thousands of young light and families? And would have said, you must have the wrong person. I'm a butcher. And imagine his great reward for what he did. And we were tasked then, and we're all tasked now by my Rosh Hashiva and all the Rosh Hashiva, and all of us here. We have to recognize we are handed opportunities by history. When the Rebbeinu Shalom went to Moshe Rabbeinu and said, "May Oz dabercha avdecha," from then, if Moshe would not have taken Bnei Yisrael out, Chazal say nobody would have taken them out. And he stepped up and he went ahead and he did it. That word Oz comes back many times. The Rebbeinu Shalom, Moshe Rabbeinu said to the Rebbeinu Shalom, "May Oz batzi al Paray." From the time I came to Paray, he made it difficult. He made it worse for Bnei Yisrael, and you have not saved Bnei Yisrael. Chazal say, we can only quote Chazal, that Moshe Rabbeinu erred in saying that. But he fixed it. When did he fix it? When they were saying the Shira, Oz Yashir Moshe. Ba'oz Chata, Ba'oz Tiken. With Oz he erred, and with Oz Yashir he fixed it. He corrected that error. And the question is, how did he correct it? Moshe Rabbeinu did not say Oz Yashir. Moshe Rabbeinu started, the Torah says, Oz Yashir. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu sang. That's what Kollel Yisrael sang. But Moshe Rabbeinu said, Ashir al Hashem. He never said the word Oz. But perhaps it's a perspective. We do not appreciate history when it is going on. We look at it later. We stand now and we look at Lakewood and we look at Kletsk and Slutsk and we look back. But we don't appreciate the momentous occasion that's going on here today. Moshe Rabbeinu came to Rebbeinu Shalom and says, I'm not a speaker. From yesterday, from the day before, may Oz dabercha, and the Chazal say for 7 days, the Rosh was asking Moshe to go to Paray, and he was pushing him off. He was rejecting it. Why? Perhaps we don't appreciate the moment, the occasion of what we're doing and what we're setting out to achieve. But later on, Ba'az Tiken, when they saw the Shir al Yamsuf, when they saw that you can't stop in the middle of the story, the beginning of the story, and appreciate what's going on. Look now, the Shira, Oz Yashir Moshe, now I could look back and I could sing. Now Moshe Rabbeinu and Klal Yisrael understood. It's not the middle of the story. It's not Oz Bati Apari when I came. It's today, it's looking back, and it's also the future. Oz Yashir is not just the past, it's the future. So Klal Yisrael, we are here to celebrate. People of Atlanta, my friends who came with me, everybody, we're here to celebrate the past that we're drawing from. We're here to celebrate the future. And I must share one last thought. It's amazing to see a community welcome with such open arms. Another community coming into its midst. I was so moved to hear Rabbi Feldman and the incredibly measured words. It's just reminiscent of what it says, when Aaron welcomed Moshe Rabbeinu, and Moshe Rabbeinu was fearful, and he said, and the Rebbeinu Shalom said, "V'rocha v'samach b'liboy." He will have a simcha. It will be so deep. It will be a heartfelt simcha. The simcha, the gratitude, the incredible joy that's evident here. How you are welcoming these young alike into your midst. It portends that we will be standing here one day, and you will be sending shluchim to another city, and you'll be standing there and be saying, when we started the kollel, and I remember, and everything else. So we should all savor the moment. We should appreciate what we're doing here. Chazal say, if Aaron would have appreciated the value of that moment, he would have brought out a brass band. So we have to celebrate. I am just giving you my own perspective as a balabas, a former Lakewood Yungaman, speak in the name of my Chaverim. It's humbling to stand here. It's gratifying to stand here. And in Yirtzeh Hashem, when you all go up, La'achar Mea V'Esrim, La'asid Lavoi, when the Rebbeinu Shalom says, what's happened with Torah in Atlanta and Torah in Klal Yisrael, you, Baruch Hashem, will have a great answer. Thank you for encouraging us, and we should all be zeicha together to be as Kollel Tzedek V'Hirvin. Amen.